Self-discipline is not a personality trait. It's not something you're born with. It's not reserved for the rare few who have natural willpower. It's a skill. It's a decision. It's a process of training your mind, your actions, your habits, and your emotions to align with what you said you would do, regardless of how you feel. Self-discipline is the bridge between your goals and your reality, between your ambition and your results. It is the backbone of progress, the foundation of character, the tool that transforms vision into something tangible. You can have the clearest goals in the world, but if you cannot master discipline, those goals become nothing more than distant ideas. You'll start strong, but you won't sustain. You'll plan with intensity, but your follow-through will fall apart. And without follow-through, there's no momentum, no growth, no forward motion. Self-discipline is the difference between setting the standard and actually living it, between talking about your values and embodying them. This isn't about intensity. It's not about waking up at 4 a.m. and chasing perfection. It's about consistency, quiet, repeatable, focused action, especially on the days you don't feel like it, especially when no one's watching, especially when it's easier to negotiate, to postpone, to lower the bar. Self-discipline shows up when your feelings don't, when your mind offers excuses, but your standards stay firm. People think they need motivation to get things done, but motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. Discipline is what stays. It is what carries you forward when motivation fades. It is what allows you to take control of your day instead of letting your emotions or circumstances dictate it.
My name is Steven Schmidt, and I'm the co-founder of Appraisal. I'm from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and I spent my entire adult life here. Started as a real estate appraiser in 1999, and through that time, it's been a wonderful business to be in for both myself and my family, and we've met an enormous amount of great people throughout that entire process. So with the inception of the HVCC, which then became the Dodd-Frank Act, appraisers and lenders both were really just force-fed some changes that weren't wonderful for either side. So it was really out of that frustration that Appraisal Shield was born. We just knew there was a better way to solve this problem of lender to appraiser communication. The Appraisal Shield solution can really be best contrasted by our competitors' products. A product you have to form your process around, and it may have some elements of customization, but really you're going to have to conform to that product. In contrast, the Appraisal Shield solution is a far-reaching solution that adapts to where you are, how you lend, how you communicate, and the different stakeholders involved. Our solution adapts to you as opposed to you having to adapt to a product. So here's our invitation to you. We'll travel to you, meet you on site. We can also do that via video conference, but within a 30-minute window, we can show you some things that you don't even know exist yet, because the process looks so similar for every lender out there. We want to encourage you to just visit with us for about 30 minutes, and we can show you how you can have a customized solution that's perfect for you.
There's a principle that has guided me for years, and it's simple enough that anyone can understand it. It's called the law of averages. The law of averages says this: do enough of anything, and a pattern will appear. Wins and losses aren't random forever. Over time, the numbers even out. Now, most people want success to come quick. They want every effort to pay off, every attempt to work, every seed to grow. But life doesn't work that way. Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes it's no. Sometimes the door opens. Sometimes it closes. And if you judge your future by 1 or 2 attempts, you'll miss the bigger truth. The truth is in the averages. If you talk to one person and they say no, that doesn't mean failure. If you talk to 10 people and 8 say no, you might be discouraged. But if 2 say yes and you keep repeating the process, you'll discover the ratio. Maybe it's 1 out of 5. Maybe it's 3 out of 10. But once the pattern appears, you have something priceless: predictability. If you play the game enough times, the ratios will show up. 1 in 5, 2 in 10. Whatever the number is, it won't reveal itself until you've put in enough attempts. And once you see the number, you can start planning your success around it. But the door to that discovery is activity. If the farmer plants one seed and it doesn't grow, he doesn't give up on farming. He plants fields full of seed. Some sprout, some don't. That's the law of averages at work. But only the farmer who plants enough gets to see the harvest. The man who plants one seed and waits has no harvest at all. The same is true in business, in sales, in relationships. The person who makes one call and stops will always be disappointed. The person who keeps dialing, keeps showing up, keeps starting conversations, sooner or later, the law of averages begins to reward him. And here's the beauty of it. The activity itself is what sets the law in motion. Every attempt is a vote for the future. Every effort is a step toward the inevitable yes. You don't know which attempt will produce it, but you know that enough attempts will.
I'm Michael Levine, and I thought I'd tell you this story. Maybe it'll be of some value to you. You know, about 25 years ago, our PR firm was running hot as hell, and we had 6 of the top 20 musical artists in America on the Billboard charts. No company even had 2, and here we are with 6. So we had the most number of successful artists in the country by far, but I still wanted to sign another musical artist who hadn't been on the charts for a while, but I loved and respected greatly. I wanted to sign the great Ray Charles. Ray Charles. I decided that even though I had all these big stars, I was going to go after Ray Charles, and I called him, and I ultimately did sign him. I did sign him. But I'd like to ask you, listening to this right now, to try to guess. Just close your eyes and try to guess how many times I called Ray Charles before I signed him. Are you gonna, all right, let's try to close our eyes, Here we go. Now, we'll do it multiple choice. Did I call him A, 10 times, B, 20 times, C, 30 times, D, 40 times, or E, more than 40 times? So now close your eyes. Now write down your answer. Write it down. Don't you cheat now. Write down your answer. I'm going to give you the correct answer in 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. Correct answer is 46 times. I called Ray Charles' office 46 times. And you want to hear something crazy? I didn't even need Ray Charles. Here I had all the other big music stars. But I think the story for some of you may have impact when you think about all the tenacity required to go after your big dreams. I'm not talking about little dreams, talking about big dreams. Anyway, I'm Michael Levine.
Grab the duct tape and mentally prepare yourself for yet another mind-expanding knowledge bomb from America's #1 business coach, Clay Clark.
Bombs away.
Recently, I had the opportunity to interview the living legend and the guy who's the founder of Honest Tea. Now, if you don't know what Honest Tea is, Honest Tea was the first organic tea on the marketplace. And that company has now been acquired by Coca-Cola. Honest Tea has been acquired by Coca-Cola. It's a $150 million brand. And my friend Seth Goldman is the founder of this company. And during the interview, he had so many knowledge bombs and so many great things that he was teaching our listeners here. So many great things he was teaching me, teaching you. But I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs that really get stuck when it comes to implementing their Dream 100. If you listen to this show with any regularity at all, or you're a member of the coaching program, or you're part of the online school, or you've been to a conference, you've inevitably heard me talk about the Dream 100. And the Dream 100 is the system that was created by Chet Holmes. Now, Chet Holmes is the best-selling author of The Ultimate Sales Machine. It's a red-covered book, The Ultimate Sales Machine. He was a partner of Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett. His name was Chet Holmes. And what he discovered is when you go to 100 of your ideal and likely buyers and you ask for the deal, 100 of them, you're usually going to get about 3% of them that say yes. So if you go, let's say you're selling insurance and you wanted to get referred by realtors. If you go meet with 100 of them, you're probably going to get 3 of them to refer you. If you consistently show up on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. But the key is the consistency. Because when you first show up, whoever you are going to go visit with is usually annoyed because they don't expect you to be there. Step 1 is really annoying people, right? Step 2 is they kind of get curious that, wow, you came by again. And step 3 is now they're sort of going, okay, I kind of trust this guy. He shows up consistently. And then step 4 is they begin to like you and trust you. Well, step 5 is they actually start to refer you or to say yes to you. And so during this portion of the interview with Seth Goldman, he explains how he was able to find a bottling plant willing to bottle his products. Because when he landed his deal with Whole Foods, he was still making the Honest Tea out of his kitchen. Yes, this is true. He was still making the Honest Tea beverage out of his kitchen when he landed the order from Whole Foods. Now, when you got the order for 15,000 bottles, you're still making it out of your kitchen, I believe. So what did you like expand your granite countertop? Did you knock out a wall and make the kitchen bigger? How'd you do it?
I sprang into action and traveled up and down the East Coast, and I went to every type of different facility that did bottling. So I went to soda plants, I went to a beer brewery, I went to a place that made jelly, and eventually, and I had a friend helping me, eventually we ended up at an apple juice packing plant up in Buffalo that had some extra line time available, and they let us make tea in their facility.
Did you drive to all these places, or did you call them, or how did you get a hold of them?
I drove, yeah. I mean, I had to meet with them in person. I mean, we would, I would talk to them first on the phone and explain what we were looking for. Yeah, first of all, if they returned my call, sometimes they wouldn't return the call, but when they did return the call, then I would, have the conversation. And if they felt like there was close enough alignment, then I'd go meet them in person. And, so much of this, like any entrepreneur, when you're starting out, because you don't have much to go on, and so you have to meet these people. You have to be able to demonstrate, that you're a genuine person and doing this the right way, and have the the right ideas behind it to build it. Because these bottling plants, they have a lot of people who come through, and they don't know if someone's for real or if someone's going to be able to pay them. That's often the case. They would insist on being paid up front. Because I've seen it happen so often that the entrepreneur, gets something and then disappears.
What kind of a sweet vehicle were you driving back then? Were you driving like a hatchback?
We had a Saturn station wagon, and
nice.
It was. In fact, what happened was I picked up our spices for our first production run. We had this wonderful chai recipe, but I ordered and picked up the spices from a spice warehouse in Baltimore. And I had to drive it up to Buffalo for 8 hours. And it was a freezing cold day, so I had to keep the windows closed for that 8-hour drive. And by the time I got up to Buffalo, that car had a permanent aroma of chai spice, which was very fragrant, but very strong.
Strong with the ladies. Okay, so you're driving the Saturn station wagon. What year was this?
Oh, so this was 1998, right at the beginning of the business.
Are you a big music guy?
Oh, yeah. I was listening to music, but partially because it's an 8-hour drive. So I just had, I had just there was a whole soundtrack for that year because I spent tons of time in the car. It was pretty intense.
Did you listen to "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion till your brain exploded that year back there in 1998? Or
no, that was not the song that kept me going. But I heard a lot of U2. There was Matchbox 20. It's 3 a.m., which always felt like it was my. I was hearing that at 3 a.m., so I related to it.
Now, who are some of your favorite musicians that you like to listen to? Are you still a big Matchbox 20 guy, or what?
Well, there's not as much of their recent stuff, but I love Tom Petty. I still like U2.
Got it.
But, yeah.
A buddy of mine I went to college with, Ryan Tedder, he went to Oral Roberts University with me. And his goal someday was to write a song with Bono. And he actually got it done. And so One Republic has opened up for U2, and Ryan Tedder's won himself a couple Grammys. But he had this goal. He kept saying, he goes, I'm going to write a song someday with Peter Gabriel, Bono, and Paul McCartney, and he actually pulled off the trifecta, and so he did it.
Wow.
So for any of the listeners out there who think that your dream is not possible, what advice would you give them there, Seth? For anybody out there who says, I'm driving around this 1998 Saturn station wagon, I'm listening to Tom Petty, I'm driving around trying to find my. What advice would you have to encourage the entrepreneurs out there?
I've got a lot. No, well, number one, when you walk into our office at Honest Tea, the first thing you'll see on the wall is a quote. It's from one of our bottle caps. It says, "Those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt the people doing it." So, there's always going to be skeptics out there criticizing or second guessing you. And, if you have a passion about what you want to do, you got to do it. I think the other thing I would say, and this is another quote, this is from Oscar Wilde, it says, "Be yourself, everyone else is already taken." So there's no point in trying to bring a brand to life if it's just copying what somebody else has. You've got to really succeed, you have to have a clear point of difference, a clear competitive advantage over whatever else is out there, and to stand alone. And then the third one I would say is, this is a quote I once heard on a cartoon show, which was from Fat Albert. And it said, "He who throws mud only loses ground." You never want to try to elevate yourself by disparaging others. See what you can do to, shine your own light.
What was the most difficult aspect of scaling Honest Tea, looking back on it?
Yeah, for us, it was the distribution. We had a product we knew consumers wanted. The problem was that we couldn't get it into their hands. We needed distributors to do that. And that's where we had that challenge. And so we went to the distributors, and they would say, we don't like this because it's not what we're used to. It's not sweet enough. It's a little more expensive. It's a different taste. And so we had to basically go around the beverage distributors to get to market. And we ended up working with charcoal distributors or cheese distributors or corned beef distributors, just anybody else who was going to the shelf. And eventually the beverage distributors started taking us on. But we had to earn that opportunity, and we did it by basically, going around them. When the wall was put up in front of us, we went around it.
Did you cold call everybody? Did you show up? What was your moves to get a hold of these different distributors?
Bit of everything. I would say I was pretty good at stalking as well. So there was one particular distributor here in the DC Mid-Atlantic area, and I would hang out in their lobby, and the general manager would come in and say, "You here again?" And eventually he got the message I wasn't going to go away until he gave us a shot, and it was a big breakthrough for us when we got it.
So looking back on it, why was owning a bottling plant such an epic disaster for you guys?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. So not too different from the distributors. The distributors were the toughest, but after that, the bottling plants were tough. And I said we got that chance with the plant up in the apple juice plant in Buffalo. But then the problem was when it got to apple season, they said, "Well, we can't make any more tea." I'm like, "Well, wait a minute, we're going to be out of business." So we ended up buying a portion of a bottling plant.
If you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, you've got to get a lot of no's in order to get those big yeses. Again, you've got to get a lot of rejections before you get anybody to say yes. So I would encourage you today to make a list. Make that Dream 100 list. Make the Dream 100 list. Make a list of the 100 ideal and likely buyers that you want to do business with. And then after you make that list, write it down somewhere. How many times are you willing to be told no to get that yes? Seth Goldman can do it. I could do it. and I know you can too. And now, without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom!
Hi there, my name is Margaret Michaelopoulos, and I work for the Pediatric Dental Office of Drs. Morrow, Lai, and Kitterman. Each week for the Dream 100, I try to map out a daily plan of the offices that I would like to call on. When I go to these offices, I like to drop off our business cards as well as a cute fun treat for the staff in hopes that we can get their referrals. What I typically drop off relates to the season. If it's Valentine's Day, I'll drop off something with hearts or candy. If it's summertime, I'll drop off some cool drinks or sunglasses and beach balls. I try to just do something fun for that season and something that the staff would enjoy. We started seeing results from the Dream 100 almost immediately. Our referral numbers were starting to rise weekly. Relationships were starting to be formed with the staff and the offices, and they look forward to me coming in to visit them. The results I'm seeing from the marketing aspect of the Dream 100 is I have now established relationships with our offices. I feel confident that if a patient comes in, that we will get their referral. In order for the Dream 100 system to work, you have to consistently call upon your offices. Only dropping things off once, they're going to forget about you. The competition out there is enormous, and repetition and getting to have a relationship with the people that you're calling on is key. It does work. It truly does work. You build relationships with offices. If I haven't been to an office in a couple of weeks, they'll say, oh, we were wondering when you were coming by. They look forward to me coming. They know when it's a holiday, it's a special day. They know that I'm going to come in with something fun for them. I think marketing is such a key tool nowadays with all the competition that's out there. It's just a must. You have to call on these people. You have to call on them frequently. You have to build good relationships. And with that, I truly believe you'll see good results. Clay and his team here at Thrive have been truly amazing in helping showing us the tools that we need in order to make the Dream 100 work.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown 5 times. I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrivetime, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place.
Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you. So congratulations.
Sean, guess what's happening? April 9th and 10th, 2026.
We are probably going to have an amazing business conference here at Tulsa, Jerusalem.
Yes, we're joined by Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is going to be joining us right here at the Thrivetime Show World Headquarters, June 5th and 6th. He's a very successful football player, obviously a Heisman Award winner, but he's also a very successful entrepreneur. Now, when you work with real clients, Sean, clients you really work with to help them grow their companies, do you ever hear a business owner tell you that they didn't have time to get something done?
Every day.
How often is not having enough time a problem for business owners?
All the time. It's like maybe 90% of the issues as people are trying to grow their company.
Well, Tim Tebow is going to come join us here at the in-person Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshop, and he's going to teach us time management and his approach to personal self-discipline and getting things done. Also at the workshop, I'll put it up on the website so people can see it here. Also at the 2-day interactive workshop, Sean, we are going to be, there it is. We're going to be teaching accounting, systems creation, marketing, human resources, how to hire, inspire, train, and retain great people, accounting, social media advertising, search engine optimization. Sean, what's the area where most clients ask you for help the most? Is it generating leads? Is it hiring people? What's the biggest issue that most business owners have by default before they come to one of our workshops?
Well, I think it's management, because time is the most valuable resource for these business owners, and being able to manage their time is the first thing. Once they get that under control, then generally the numbers, being able to track their business and be able to make the best decisions based on numbers rather than emotions is a big area. And we teach all of this stuff at the business conference, particularly you, Clay. You love to hammer on time management. It's my favorite part of the conference.
Now, I'm going to pull this up real quick here, because we're going to go through. If you're not excited, I want to get you excited about what we're going to cover at the workshop here. Okay.
All right.
The 2-day interactive workshop. This is my 20th year hosting workshops. So I'm telling you, folks, we're in rare form here. So one is the idea of establishing your revenue goals. I think most entrepreneurs don't know their revenue goals. Would you agree, or am I off my rocker?
No, that's totally a very important point we do with every one of our new clients that come on board, is we have to establish the revenue goals. And generally speaking, we have a vague idea, but not an exact idea that can be engineered down into like the daily goals for sales. And so that's a really big one.
Now, next is the break-even numbers. What kind of sales do you have to do to even break even?
Yeah.
Third is, how many hours per week do you want to work? What is your ideal schedule as an entrepreneur? Box number 4, how do you stand out in the clutter of commerce? What makes your company unique from all the different businesses? In a world of brown cows, herds of brown cows, proverbial brown cows, the analogy of brown cows, how can you be the purple cow that stands out? How can you be the squeaky wheel that gets the oil? Box number 5, branding. How do you improve the perception that people have of you, your business, your brand? Box number 6, marketing, your 3-legged marketing stool. What is a turnkey way for you and your company to generate leads so you can succeed? Because if you don't have any leads, your business will bleed. If you can't sell, your business will go to hell. You've got to generate leads. Sean, how often do business owners by default tell you they have a hard time generating leads?
It's almost all of the time. It's really a huge struggle. And many times they may be creating leads, but just through word of mouth. So they get to a point where we've implemented systems, and then they need to create more leads, but they've never had to do it. So there's a lot of different scenarios where business owners are like, how do you create leads? Something we hammer on at the conference a lot.
Box number 7, create a sales conversion system. Again, box number 7, create a sales conversion system. Sales scripts, recorded calls, one-sheets, pre-written emails, lead trackers, all of the sales tools, the sales print pieces, the one-sheets, the big screens that you see inside the business. Whether you're a doctor, you're a dentist, you're a lawyer, you got to have sales systems in place. We help you with that. Box number 8, what does it cost you to get another customer? Step number 8, what does it cost you to actually acquire a customer? Step number 9, it's hard to build an organization if you're not organized. We're going to teach you how to create repeatable systems, processes, file organization. Box number 10, we're going to teach you how to manage people, real people on the planet Earth. This just in, we're going to teach you how to manage real people on the planet Earth. Box number 11, how to create a sustainable schedule that works for you and your family. Step number 12, how to create human resources systems for recruiting, hiring, training, and retaining great people. Box number 13, accounting. This just in, we have to cover accounting. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. We're going to cover all the accounting things you need to know. And step 14, finally, what is the point of even achieving success? We're going to go over what is the point of even achieving success, how to design a life that you're excited about, how to design a life where you carve out enough time for your faith, your family, your finance, your fitness, your friendship, your fun, and where you're going to spend your focused time. We're going to go through that, all this and more. Now, the workshop, Sean, it's April 9th and 10th. It's a 2-day interactive workshop.
Yes.
And tickets, we always do it. It's $250 or whatever price that someone can afford. Sean, why do we let people name their price? Why do we have scholarship tickets available if somebody can't afford the $250 general admission ticket?
Well, we don't want anybody to miss out on it. You could be at a startup phase, or you could be, way along in your business, but we want to make it accessible for everybody. I think it actually goes back to a story of your dad, and it goes all the way back to how you've always done this as a business coach, trying to make sure that, your average people out there have access to the things that work.
Now, 7 a.m. to 5. Sean, why do we go from 7 to 5 both days? I mean, it's 10 hours a day. 20 hours of training over 2 days. Why do we do 10 hours a day, Sean, of back-to-back workshops? We do a 30-minute teaching session, we do a 15-minute question and answer session, and then we take a break. 30 minutes of teaching, 15 minutes of question and answer, then we take a break. Why do we do that format, Sean?
That format is so that we can keep people engaged and not just sitting there listening, but also getting involved. We really encourage people to ask questions, and that's really where the juiciness of the conference comes out, is you can put your personal situation and your questions on the board, and Clay will tee off and give you direct advice. Even without being in our coaching program, you can get direct coaching from Clay. It's really a very engaging format. I enjoy it a lot.
Once again, folks, this event is April 9th and 10th, 2026. Get those tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Once again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. Whoa. Who's our keynote speaker coming to the conference there, Sean?
Tim Tebow is our keynote speaker.
Sean, question number 3. How much does it cost to come to our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
I think it's, did you say it's $250 or whatever you can afford?
That's right, $250 or whatever you can afford. Sean, how do you spell Eric Trump backwards?
P-M-U-R-T-C-I-R-E. Ooh, that took a long time.
I'll have to listen to this. And right. All right, again, that's Sean Lohman. I'm Clay Clark, inviting you to come join us at the in-person Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive workshop. This event is April 9th and 10th, 2026. Get those tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Once again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. Right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tim Tebow, baby. It's Tebow time.
Oh, yeah.
Tulsa, Jerusalem.
You could be anywhere doing a lot of different things, but you chose to be here.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
Hey guys, Luke Erickson here with the Thrivetime Show. As you can see behind me, we've got all kinds of energy going on. People are starting to show up for the conference, and it is hot in this place. We got grill guns over here. We've got people playing the drums. We've got a fire breather, and man, people are so excited as they come in. The conference is kicked off. This house is packed. We've got Eric Antis with Sean Holmes up there. We've got Steve Currington with Total Ending Concepts up there talking about what is possible when you just implement, when you do the proven system. It's so exciting. People are going crazy. Guys, Luke Erickson with the Thrivetime Show here with you. It is day 2 and the energy is high. People are so excited to be showing up. The team is ready. Come on, let's see what it's like to go on in for day 2. Follow me.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees, and now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrivetime, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. So I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences, and amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February. In the last 2.5 days.
I heard about it on the podcast. Started listening to the podcast, became a fan, and then figured out about the workshop. I own an insurance and financial services agency, and I was hoping to learn from the workshop systems and processes. I'm big on systems and processes, and always learning better ways to run a business more efficiently. The atmosphere's second to none. It's a high energy, really cool atmosphere to be around. Contagious, I would say. Just something every entrepreneur, I think, would appreciate and love. I'd say humorous, high energy, and full of substance, which I think is the key. A lot of business coaches or seminars maybe are high on motivation and making you feel good, but don't have a lot of substance that you can take back and implement, the following Monday, where his does. Man, there's a lot of valuable things. I'm gonna say, this is my second workshop. The first workshop I took back really the importance of a group interview. I used to spend hours and hours interviewing people, screening resumes, and that saving my time on that part is valuable. It was that and then the sales scripting that have been two major things just so far. Man, I think they're missing out on, expert advice from somebody who's been there, done that, built companies, has learned a lot of lessons. That's what I'm always looking for, is somebody that I can learn from that's ahead of where I am. And I think if you choose not to come, you're missing out on a lot of good advice that could help your business.
Hi, this is Charles and Amber Koloff. We're the owners of Koloff Fitness. We heard about Clay Clark through Paul Hood, our CPA. We've worked with Clay Clark for the last 2 years. Clay Clark has helped us take our 3 locations in 3 different states and create checklists, workflows, task lists, time blocks for every employee. He's helped us with creating systems and audits for every department, quantitative scorecards for each department and every position so that everybody has a number. It's been able to give us a lot of time freedom and financial freedom and peace of mind to know that everything's running efficiently, and he's been helpful with a lot of marketing, search engine optimization, helping us really rank high in Google, and pretty much every area of the business. It's been very, very helpful.
We would describe the experience of working with Clay as very energetic. He's full of energy. He's very encouraging, very motivating, but also accountable. So he keeps us accountable, and we love that accountability. It keeps our drive in the right direction, so we're not chasing things that aren't worth spending our time on.
Yeah, he's a great coach. He helps push us on certain areas, helps coach us in certain areas. We're all emotional creatures, and we go up and down, and he actually will tell us kind of where we're at, how we can get from there, and even emotionally, when we're stressed about something, he'll have a story to relate to, and it really helps us in every area of our business. It's been very, very helpful.
I think Clay's ability to have a whole team behind him that help him with all of his clients, all his coaching clients, is that it allows Clay to do what he's really good at, and that's working one-on-one with the client and coaching them. And then he can have his amazing staff come in and help you accomplish all these goals that you're setting.
And of course, he has all these resources, whether it's videographers or whether it's web developers, that they can quickly jump on your project, knock things out. He can quickly give you the right coaching. He's just got a whole team of people that whatever area you're lacking in your own company, he's got resources from video, web design, search engine guys who are just knowledgeable in that. Even though he knows a lot of that stuff, he's got these capable lieutenants that are ready to just take off and help you get that stuff. More stuff gets done on a weekly basis than you would on probably most than the individual or some other we've worked with several companies before, and it's just not as many things get done on a weekly basis, so it's been very helpful. Well, the conferences for me, I'm a slow learner, so I have to learn over and over again, hear things over and over again. I've been to I think 8 different conferences, and each time you come, I learn a few new components. Some things are repetitive, but a lot of the stuff just resettles, and I get a little bit more depth into each component. I've been to 8 of them. They're all super entertaining. He's very funny, very encouraging. You get to kind of self-reflect a lot. A lot of the stuff is really polarizing. You do a personal inventory of yourself, and you'll think hey, I've really got to work on this, really got to work on that. So every time you come, I still get a lot of value out of it.
And as much as every conference is the same, it's totally different. So I think we'll hear stories we haven't heard before. He'll have entertainment, or he'll have speakers he didn't have before. And you, like you said, you just always catch a different part of the material that maybe you didn't catch before, or it's worded differently.
And it's really cool because some people that you've seen like a year ago at a conference, now they're being showcased as a success story, and you get to see their website, you get to see how their stats, all their metrics have improved and the revenue improved. So it's really cool to see people that just a year ago, that of course we've been here 2 years, that just came, that I met, is now being successful. It's really encouraging to see other people, accomplish that stuff. So Clay has helped us optimize our website and helped with really topping the right search engines that we need to make sure that we are very, very competitive with all of our other competitors. He's done, basically he outlines exactly what you need to be accomplishing, and he creates tasks that we have to accomplish and his team has to accomplish. And I would say over the last 2 years, we've totally ramped our website. We're topping Google in every one of our markets. We're just doing, I would say, just doing really, really good. I feel very, very confident in all of our future locations and making sure that we're in front of the ideal and likely buyer. It's very encouraging. It's important to me to know when I'm working with Clay, I've been in business for a while and met with him even when I already had three businesses in 3 different states. And to know that what I share with him is staying private. He's not sending that out to anybody else. To know that when he's working with me, he's only working with no other gyms that are in direct competition with me. It's very encouraging to have somebody you can trust and rely on, that he isn't going to somehow tell your trade secrets or give information away. Just really awesome that he's a trustworthy guy, really cares about you as a client. For us, it's been a complete mind freedom because Clay has helped us create a lot of different documents and one-sheets for every department, put quantitative scorecards to each department. And so for us, it's been very encouraging and gives us peace that when, as an entrepreneur, it's stressful. You go to bed at night and you're worried, did we cover this, did we cover that? So he helps extract everything out of your brain, everything from your business, put it into document creation, put it into checklists and workflows for every person in each department, and make sure that everything's getting done every week, every month, and funnel that all into KPIs or key performance indicators that you can see on a weekly basis to make sure you're moving the needle in the right area of your company. So it's very encouraging and give you a complete mind freedom and peace to know that stuff's created so you're easy to duplicate and scale your company.
Right, and then we can spend time doing what we're really good at and just trust the system.
I honestly believe everybody needs a coach. I think we're all inherently lazy and selfish and carnal. I truly believe that humans are humans. If we're standing, we'd rather sit. If we're sitting, we'd rather lay down. And if we're laying down, we'd rather be asleep. So to have somebody that challenges you, have real active candor, and be honest with you on every aspect of your company is really, really encouraging to me, because I want to know, I want to work on what we're weak at. I want to see any areas that we're not doing well in, and see his perspective from a third party, because you can look at your own business and just see the good. It's good to have somebody who does this, who's done this with hundreds of companies, really look at your company, reflect on your company, and see little chinks in the armor to make sure you cover that up so your competition can't get to you, and that you're successful overall in the big picture. So yes, I would recommend Clay Clark because he is a great friend, a great encourager. To me, he's been a wonderful friend. He's also, you can tell he cares, and he has this wealth of knowledge. He's worked with so many different companies and different businesses. He could take a concept that he's used before in the past with somebody totally different industry and see how it would work perfectly for you in whatever niche market you're in or whatever type of service you're providing. And so his brain is just a wealth of knowledge, and just to have that type of perspective on, as a part of your team and your own company is huge, super valuable. So I would definitely encourage people to use him. But one thing is, you got to be coachable. You got to be wanting to get feedback. You got to be wanting to really grow your company. You got to want to put that extra 10 hours a week to working on your business and not just in your business. And so, yes, I would recommend it to anybody who's wanting to grow their company and provide great systems, checklists, workflows, great encouragement, and have accountability.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things. The processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
Clay, my honor to be on your show, and thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you, so congratulations.
And we went from expecting maybe 250,000 this year to we're at 400,000. Hi, I'm Kelsey with K&D's Woodruff Finishing, business owner at 23. So I've been working this K&D's company for about 5 years now, and we started working with Thrive not too long ago. And we went from expecting maybe 250,000 this year to we're at 400,000. That's what we're going to hit or exceed. So we're pretty excited about that. It's been pretty much just listening to what they have to say. Their hiring process has just really been incredible as far as finding good quality help, and the just the accountability of meeting up with them weekly, and like such good insight, the resources that they have for specific business questions. It's all been really incredible. It's been a great experience, so I would recommend it to anybody.
What I've seen from Clay and his group at Thrive is they'll give you a simple system, and it's the simple systems are the ones that people can wrap their brain around. They're the ones that people can work with on a day-to-day basis.
Hi there, my name is Stephanie Pipkin. I am 24 years old and I own Black River Falls Cleaning Services. We opened in April of 2019 and it is now mid-June of 2020. So I wanted to talk today about the success and growth I have achieved by implementing the Proven Path with Clay Clark's team and my business coach Luke from Thrivetime. It has been insane to say the least. I started working with them in mid-February of this year, so we're about 4 months in of working together, and it has completely transformed my business in pretty much every facet. So I'm gonna check my notes here. So in 4 months, my leads have tripled. I was getting probably like 2 leads a week. Now I'm getting more in the like 10 to 15 leads a week. I have doubled my number of employees. I'm now hitting the highest revenue weeks in the history of the company, week to week it seems like. We went from about 6 appointments today as our highest in February to now 14 to 15 appointments a day. And hiring quality employees has become much simpler and less stressful by using their systems for hiring. I typically only get maybe 2 complaints a month, if that, and everybody shows up to work. I just have really high quality employees now, especially in something people typically consider a high turnover type of work, you know, cleaning houses, cleaning businesses. I have amazing employees now, and I get rid of the ones who are not so amazing and bring on new ones because of, you know, group interviews and interviewing every single week. It's just been great, and such I don't waste as much time on low quality candidates anymore. And your coach will hold you accountable. I mean, which I love. Again, the tough love is really great. You know, Luke's like a stern father figure, but he's also nice, but also stern when he needs to be when I'm being lazy and not doing the things that I know I need to do because I don't want to do them. So that's just great. Worth every penny. I mean, I'd pay him $1 million a month if I can, and maybe someday I'll be able to, but I would just say go for it. If it seems like a good fit, just go for it. Do what they say, even if you think it's stupid or ridiculous, just do what they say because it'll work. You know, people, when they look at my business, you know, people in my town, they think I'm lucky. They think I'm just, you know, things just happen for me. And, you know, maybe I am lucky, but it has a lot to do with hard work and, you know, perseverance and, you know, working till you cry sometimes. That's just being an entrepreneur, which if you're a business owner, you understand that. But it's having these systems in place of, you know, of course I'm going to be successful. It's an absolute because I have all this stuff in the background happening, and I have Luke and Clay and everybody on their team working really hard to make sure that I'm a success. And I can tell that they are just so excited every single week when I'm having all these wins and things like that. They're so excited for me. So it's the best thing ever, and I would suggest to anybody to work with them. So sorry for the long-winded reply, but I just had so much to say, and I could go on for hours probably about how amazing they are. But thank you to Clay and Luke and the entire team there, everything you guys have done for me, and I am so excited to continue to work with you for years to come. Thanks so much for watching.
My saying is, if it's important to you, hire a coach. And I think that's one of the reasons people are not successful is they eat a cheeseburger instead of hiring a coach, you know what I mean? And so my coach pushes me. They're younger than me. They push harder. They're trained. And as my rich dad always said, you know, amateurs don't have a coach, but professionals always have coaches. So I've always had coaches for whatever is important. You know, my rich dad was one of those persons. I wanted to learn how to play Monopoly in real life. So he was my coach.